Hello, guys. Welcome to Cyrus Base Page, where we talk about the difficulties, the threats to African communities. I'll start off today by talking about why we have so much high level of divorce rate in the African communities, in regardless of our strong cultural backgrounds. Why do we still fall victim? Why are we still victims? Why do we fail? Why do we fail to recognize the traps in the system? Why we can't identify the root causes of high level of divorce rates in the African community? First, I will start off by saying the lack of cultural practices is the number one root cause of high level of divorce rates in the African community. Secondly, thinking that moving away from your culture will ease other nationalities or other citizens or other race of people, will ease communication between you and other nationalities and other race of people, or because you want them to see you as civilized. That is another cause of high levels of divorce rates in the African community. Another reason, which is the third reason now, should be feminism. I would say feminism has led to 60% of the destruction of African families. Why is it so high in the African communities more than the creators of feminism's communities? I will say this. Firstly, is because as African women do not truly understand the reason of feminism, the motives of feminism, why, and they actually wrongly implement this feminism. The original reason for feminism is different from what I see today being practiced by the African women community by women in African communities. They use it as they weaponize it against their husbands, in which they have 2, 3, or a single kids with, which actually ends up scaring the man away, or it ends up by the woman kicking the man out of the house, by the woman kicking the man out of the house. If we, as Africans, I wouldn't say black, because black is not a color, white is not a color. Your origin is your identity. When someone tells me I'm black, I'm like, who told you I'm black? This is black that I'm putting on. Am I this? No. I'm African. Call me African. I will be very, very, trust me, I will respect you more than you calling me black. I see like you're talking rap, you're talking nonsense. Let's move back to the main point. When African women, why is that? Because when the African women come into Europe or when they get involved into feminism. It's just like a child that sees sweets or candies. First time for the child to taste candy, he or she grabs it, eats it as much as possible without control. I think that's how African women see feminism. They see it as a star, as a bright star, as a freedom channel, as a freedom path, without understand that they have consequences to everything you get involved. In which, on the other hand, white women have been into feminism for the longest time possible. They created feminism. Feminism was born in the Western nations. They understand what is feminism. So they live to feminism. They best understand the advantages and disadvantages of feminism. They can only execute it. They can only execute the characteristics or the reasons behind feminism when being needed. But as for African women, they jump into feminism and it carries their entire, it sways them to another part of life in which they don't basically understand it, which leads to the rampant destruction of African community. Now, this also turns the men away from African women. I'm African. I live in the UK. Me understanding the set of races or the set of race in the UK is a very multicultural nation. You see people from every walks of life, every part of the world here in the UK. So you get to familiarize yourself with different cultures. While I respect the Indians, they stick to their culture, to the laws and customs, and to their culture, which makes them very unique and very respectable in the society. And they also have another religion, the Muslim religion, which is very, very respected. They have it to high regards. Very high regards, which ends up giving them more respect than other religions. My advice to the African community, specifically the women, they should fall back to the customs, to their culture, to the laws and customs of their traditions or their culture. If they fall back into these aspects, then it's only then we will start seeing positive impacts on our families. If we keep on diving into feminism, thinking that it would elevate you because you don't understand it, it will not elevate you because you don't understand it. You don't know why it was formed. You don't know the reason, the background behind feminism. It will only destroy you because you don't know how to use it. You don't know the main reason and the true definition of feminism. Stay away from things you don't know. Focus on what you know of. You know of the culture, the traditions, the norms and customs of the tradition. Follow that. That has been our backbone till date from our original homelands. That has been our backbone for our societies in Africa. The moment you deviate from your own backbone, it's like you leaving your spinal cord. you cutting off, you coughing out your spinal cord and take it out of your body, that will make you fall. That is the customs and traditions of your various societies in Africa are your backbone. Stick with them, be with them, and only then are we going to see African men getting married to African women. African men love getting married to African women. African men who want to be with African women and have families and stay as a family union. If I as an African that live in the Western nations is looking for a wife or looking for a girlfriend, and I think I want a woman that understands my culture, that practices my culture, and I meet an African woman. She is more westernized, more of a Westerner than the actual Westerner themselves. What would I think? If I'm looking for a Westerner, I will go to a Western woman. So if I'm looking for a traditional woman, I should go to an African woman. But if you think being converted, throwing away your tradition makes you unique, no. It eliminates you from the entire chess game. It eliminates you from the entire chessboard. It takes you away. You're another option. You should be unique. You should be identical. You should stick to your cultures so people know you for who you are. But the moment you try to emulate some other man way of life, there you lose. I want to say more thank you for watching my video. If you like my content, please subscribe. I'll be releasing my videos on every Monday, Wednesday, and Sundays. I love you guys. I love African community. I love you guys. I love the African women. Please stay tuned. Subscribe to my channel again. And I'll see you another time. Bless.